E aí, pessoal, foi mal a live anterior, eu esqueci o microfone desligado, mas acho que agora vai tudo bem. Bom, vamos continuar onde a gente estava no Vegas Bounties 3.
This nice little cavern is the temporary home of one Marcus Scribonius Libodrusus, an important man given his responsibility, slaves. Unbeknownst to his comrades, Drusus has been engaged with unsavory elements that happen to be in the employ of Marco. Lining your pockets is a capital offense in Kaiser's Legion, along with everything else, but corruption makes it more capital. Recently, Drusus has had second thoughts about his past exchanges, so it's high time he's reminded of his obligations.
Tá bom, mais uma história. Mais um problema do Marco pra resolver.
Who dares intrude in my quarters? Name yourselves.
Not a polite reception, I must say. Is the hammer necessary? I think you're making my friend nervous.
By Mars, if you don't identify yourself, I'll bludgeon you and that other renegade into a bloody pulp.
I go by Virgil, but that's not really germane to the discussion. See, Drusus, I answer to a certain Marco. You might have heard of him.
You listen, profligate. I am done dealing with Marco or his lackeys. I do not answer to lawless scum.
Scum. That's harsh, Drusus. Harsh. You might not deign to speak with us now, but I seem to recall you happy to accept our captives a few months ago.
I can't. The speculators are investigating. If they know I dealt with you, I'll be scourged and crucified like a low criminal.
But you are a criminal. You should have embraced it.
I will never yield.
Tá bom. Nossa, nem precisei agir.
Requiescat in pace, Drusus. He couldn't accept the change rendered by his choices. Now, where have I heard that before? If you're poised to lose some witty retort or just good old-fashioned vitriol, save it for just a touch longer. My business here is settled, so I must depart for Frosto. If you wish to join me, go to the Northern Passage and we'll make final preparations. Oh, and please leave any accompanying rabble here in the Mojave. Marco instructed me to bring you and no one else. See you there.
Tá bom. Posso levar ninguém. Uma caminha é que eu tava precisando.
What can I do for you, boss? Good call. Hey.
Eu não vou poder levar eles,
Something
então...
to say to me? What? No.
Então vou ter que me separar deles por enquanto. Uma aguinha aqui. Vamos atrás do Marco. Essa história tá ficando cada vez mais legal.
Yes? What didn't Dickie do? 5 years. 5 years of hell. That's what I got for leaving the vault and saving my brother. It was work, beatings, work, and then more beatings. All the while there was Dickie's laughter. All the while I thought of my brother. I was near a man when Dickie got the idea of matching me up in the cage. That was a big draw, fighting slaves to the death. I knew it was my chance.
Você lutou na gaiola?
I was strong enough from all the work, but I didn't know anything about real fighting. Dickie wanted to use me as bait for his stud fighter, Jay. Guy had at least 30 pounds on me, had won a dozen matches. I saw him as an obstacle to my freedom, something between me and my brother. It was one of the many lessons in the power of resolve. That man should have killed me, but I wanted it more, plain and simple. He broke one arm and half my ribs, but I ended it when I gouged his eyes and then drove my heel through his skull like it was a piece of old fruit.
Alright.
Dickie wasn't laughing then. I was hurt, but seeing his face was worth every break and bruise that I'd suffered. It was the first time I killed. I'm not sure what Dickie had planned for me because another man bought me on the spot. Guy named Thompson. He was alright. Thompson made me an offer. Win enough matches and I'll set you free. Win a lot of matches and you can join the crew. So I did. So I fought and I won. Every type of man, big, small, slow, fast. I found a way to kill them. It always boiled down to willpower, nothing else. Thompson was an old fellow, gruff but fair. He pushed me hard, but it paid off. He never beat me. Not that I gave him reason. I respected him. He recognized the fire burning in me, knew how to harness it without smothering me. Wasn't long before I was working alongside him. After Thompson died, I was in charge. Wasn't long after that I met Marco, and the rest is history.
Tá bom.
Yes?
Vambora.
Only 250 miles to go. Let's get started. It's a nice long walk to Frostville, so pay attention and you might learn something. Over the years, travelers have told stories of a man in black, the most dangerous killer alive, from somewhere far to the east. For you, he was merely a name, Marco. He would have remained just that, if not for a chain of events after you emerged from the grave. You squared off with the Mojave's worst, and prevailed. Some began to speak of you as a living legend of the wasteland. None of this would have mattered until you met a man named Sergio, and killed him. Then you had Marco's full attention.
Entendi.
When he heard about his brother's death, he sent me to find you, to bring you to him, so that you could settle this. Now there will be a grim meeting between you and the man in black, after which only one legend will endure. Well, we made it. Don't you love that clean mountain air? Breathe it in, savor it. Do you have anything you want me to relay to Marco?
Eu vou com uma
More than
ideia.
you know, perhaps. No doubt he shares your enthusiasm for spirited discourse. Goodbye, courier.
Tá bom, falou. Isso é neve? Acho que era pra ser. Está muito claro. Peraí. Não, não, não. Nossa, alguém tá massacrando os caras.
How be damned if they don't try to bushwhack everybody that comes. Well, hellfire if it isn't my old protege, come up all the way from the Mojave Wasteland. You are a sight for sore eyes, old friend. How the hell are you? Took your sweet ass time getting here, if I may say so.
Ele tá vivo.
I see you still don't have any manners. We got a lot of catching up to do, but we best do it back at my shack. It ain't safe out here in the open. Here's a spot on your map. It ain't much, but there's shelter and some warm beds. Stop by and I'll catch up on everything. Be careful now.
Não, ele tá vivo.
I got to get out of this goddamn cold, freezing my nuts off. Go on and meet up with me at the shack.
Tá bom.
Go on and meet up with me at the shack.
Howdy. Someone finally put down that sick motor runner son of a bitch. Good riddance. I hear reports of Legion raiding parties all over the place. They can't all be rumors.
Pô, esse povo é armado, hein? Randall and Associates. Wild Wasteland? Munição. I need to get going. Tá bom. Uma fotinha.
I only have one question. Are you willing to kill people for money? I'm just joshing you, partner. Had to ask, for old time's sake. Lord knows you've killed enough for the both of us, and then some. I heard about you taking down Judge Richter, Red Bear, and Sergio. Damn fine work by all accounts. I know you might have a lot of different reasons for coming here, but I want you to know I appreciate it. Fact is, I could use your help. My goal is to find Marco and kill the son of a bitch, plain and simple. We even got the NCR bankrolling us this time, thanks to Mr. Brookshire. Truth is that we're in a tight spot here. When Marco came to Frost Hill, he brought a passel of outlaws with him, all of them a rough bunch. I'm talking about the hardest, meanest vermin west of the Mississippi, gathered over years of raiding. We ain't taking no prisoners up here. It's gonna be sorta like what we did back in Vegas, except this time, we finish it, together. Marco has nowhere else to run now. It's gonna be tough, partner, and downright bloody. You let me know when you're ready to start, and I'll get you on track. I'd tell you not to distract me with questions, but I reckon that would be downright rude, considering everything that's transpired. If you're curious, ask away. So long as you don't keep me away from my typing for too long, I reckon somebody has to keep this outfit organized.
Não.
Ask away.
Quer te perguntar como é que você sobreviveu.
Oh, how did I become a zombie? Yeah, I can say that shit with impunity now. Zombie, 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 motherfucker. Anyway, Sugar had busted me up, then buried me up to my neck in dirt, not far from some old wayside. Made me sick as fuck. There I am, wasting away, sun burning my head, thinking it can't get worse. Wrong. Fucking giant ants showed up, about to chomp my dome off. Right when I'm about to become a snack for the bugs, a pack of wild dogs comes running in, chew up the ants, then run 'em off. I'm thinking, hallelujah for man's best friend. Wrong again. Big alpha dog came up and commenced to humping my face. Did it all night. So that mangy fucker is making love to my ear when finally I hear gunshots, despite my impairment. Thought I'd finally caught a break. Dogs run off, but it was the jackals that found me. Cocksuckers had a real laugh at me, half ghoulified and covered in dog jizz.
Mano, que merda.
Well, jackals shackled me and hauled me around, made me their zombie slave. They just assumed I was some random hobo in the wastes. I ended up taking a page out of old Marshall Cooper's playbook. Late one night, I used a fork to kill their leader, then grabbed a gun. Jackals are all pussies, of course, so they ran off. I did manage to kill 2 of them, though. After that, I got my bearings and headed north.
Por que você não vai me falar que você tá vivo?
Jackals hauled me up north to begin with, and I wasn't sure what was going on back in Vegas. For all I knew, the judge was still around. I ain't proud of everything I've done, but it worked out. I was on the road when somebody told me Marco was up in Utah. Hearing that gave me real purpose again, something to work towards. I got on as a caravan guard, and got up here not long after that. I started to figure it was nothing. I'd heard stories of Marco dying for years, until I saw him. He was outside town, had a gang with him. Deep down, I knew he'd be too fast, or one of his boys would plug me first. I'd have to wait, but at least I knew where he was. I went back with a caravan, used my paycheck to get geared up, and that's when Brookshire found me. He told me that NCR had a stake in Frost Hill, wanted to fund a bounty hunting expedition. All they needed was some leadership. By that time, word had gotten around about your doings in the Mojave, so Brookshire figured I'd be a good fit to corral his gang of misfits. I mean, it's going to work, but sometimes I have my doubts about all this, the way things turned out. I regret starting you down this path.
Que isso, mano, é meu trabalho.
Ask away.
O que você quis dizer?
I got into this business because of revenge. You know what revenge is? It's a special kind of hatred that burns in your soul. It can motivate you, it can keep you alive, and it can poison you. When I gave you that pistol, I put that weight on you, and that ain't right. To know that I put you in a place, in a lifestyle that will have you looking over your shoulder your whole life, it hurts.
Vou ser fofo com ele.
Let's just get through all this before we start congratulating each other and talking about privileges. Jesus. Ask away. Plenty will steer clear, to be certain. There are always others out for your blood. Some want to land themselves in your legend by killing you. Seen it happen. There'll come a time when you don't pay attention, get careless, or just get unlucky, and somebody will make their move. See, you're carrying a brand. You're a killer. That's how people will always see you, for good or bad. And the ones you killed, they'll haunt you. Somebody once told me, blood will have blood. You can't stop it. All you can do is survive it. Ask away.
Meu Deus, quantas perguntas.
Been a long time since I've seen home. My real home. Hot and humid doesn't sound so bad when you're freezing your nuts off. Hell of a long trip back to Mississippi, but I reckon that's where I'll go. I've missed it, even with all the hurt that comes with thinking of it. Fact is that I'm tired. Tired of fighting. Tired of knowing that I'm alive and my family is dead. I wish I'd died with them, truly. If I can make it back there, I know what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I forget sometimes. You get in the habit of detaching yourself from other people in this business so you don't feel too much. I'm just talking out of my ass anyway. Let's get back to work.
Pensa isso não, mano.
Ask away. That's a complicated matter, my friend. See, the NCR has a bounty out on just about everybody in this here canyon. Thing is, most of them are just outcasts and poor folk, not really bad, except for Marco and his crew. A lot of them came up here to get away from one type of government or another, be it NCR, Legion, or whatever. Damnable thing is that most of them are loyal to Marco right now, mainly because they see us as part of the NCR. I'm hoping that if we can whittle away some of Marco's muscle, people will start to have a change of heart. I ain't no NCR stooge. Somebody wants to pay me for bounties? Fine. You want me to conquer your territory for you? That dog won't hunt. If we can clean out the worst of them, then maybe the NCR will see this place as legitimate. Might even grant amnesty, or so they say. We got a lot of graves to fill before that's on the table, though. We'll see. What's on your mind? He's some sort of NCR agent, man. You can never tell with those weasels. They got nice suits, silver tongues, and deep pockets. As long as they keep paying for bounties, and I get to run things my way, I got no complaints. He seems squared away as far as I can tell. What's on your mind? Ford's a youngster with a big mouth and a chip on his shoulder. I've seen plenty like him over the years. He ain't bad or nothing, but he is just about useless. Maybe you can teach him a thing or two and he won't be such a pain in the ass.
Vamos ver.
What's on your mind? Man like Marco comes around, word travels fast. I believe he made some feeble attempt to conceal his identity at first. Rumors that he even used a different name for a spell, tried to settle down. I can't imagine a man like him living any sort of normal life. Story is that he had a run-in with some local toughs, killed 5 of them outside the saloon. Wasn't long before people figured out who he was. What with him shooting like the devil and a band of outlaws in tow. I haven't even gotten a look at him, but he's here. I know it. He stays up in those mines most of the time. Leaves the dirty work to his peons. When I got set up here with the other hunters, things turned ugly right away. We lost some, but we gave as good as we got. Marco ain't stupid, of course. He'll keep biding his time until he feels strong, or until his back is up against the wall. Mark my words, though, when he does show, it's going to get biblical. Fire, brimstone, and all that good shit. What's on your mind? Don't play coy. You killed a string of badasses, one right after the next, like something out of a goddamn dime novel. Somebody off Sergio in his own damn town, people are gonna talk about that shit for decades. Every damn trader I met was blabbing about it. There were others I heard about, like Red Bear. Some said you killed him, others claimed you took him alive. I hope you cut his goddamn throat. You must be managing the fame pretty well. I've no doubt you've dealt with your share of bushwhackers trying to get payback. I wish I could tell you that it would stop, but it won't. All that counts is that you're alive and that you're here. What's on your mind? When the NCR jiggled its coin purse, they came to me like flies to shit. Most are passable fighters, but I ain't too sure about their character. Truth is, that's the norm in this business. It takes a hard heart to kill someone for a greasy wad of dough. Some of these hunters don't care if the mark is good, bad, or somewhere in between. It's strictly business all the time, and that's what worries me. Maybe I'm just getting more picky after I worked with you. Ain't none of them cut from the same cloth. All this goddamn philosophizing is downright distracting. We'll just have to suck it up and make do with what we got, and that's the end of it. What's on your mind?
Cadê o Marco?
No idea, nothing. Son of a bitch drifted off into the hills. Only has a few gunmen with him. We'll find him though. It's just gonna take time. Once we thin out his lieutenants, the rank and file will abandon him. Mark my words. He leads through fear, so the key is to show he's weak. What's on your mind? Out of all them bounties I gave you, was there ever one that involved capturing some bastard and bringing him back? The answer's no. Assuming you could bring one back in one piece, all that would happen is Mr. Brookshire would make a summary judgment. We'd just end up hanging him, and the pay would be the same. Better to just kill him on sight. No fuss, no nonsense. What's on your mind? It ain't like that damn gravy train we had in Vegas, but it's enough. A lot of it will depend on how you resolve each situation. See, we got a tense relationship with Frost Hill, so it's a balancing act of cleaning out Marco's boys while not pissing off the town. There may be times when you're asked to handle things in a specific sort of way. Clear? About as much as mud, right? Yeah, that's the NCR for you. What's on your mind? Posters. Only use for those things is to wipe your ass, not a damn thing else. Wasteful and stupid, I call them. I give you a name, you kill the motherfucker. That's how this business is supposed to operate. It keeps things organized and neat. Most of the time posters are spread all over creation, and it's a pain in the ass to even find work. Goddamn ridiculous. You show me the man who invented wanted posters, and I'll gladly stomp his nuts. What's on your mind?
Yes, eu quero ver.
Ford put that mess up. I don't even know what the fuck it's about. Babies and demons, some kind of fucked up love story written by perverts. Honestly, what kind of demented minds come up with this shit? Whatever happened to thoughtful, quality entertainment? Everything nowadays is just swearing and violence. No depth at all. It's a sign of intellectual regression and moral decline. Look at me getting distracted by this filth. When you're ready, I've got more of these fucking assholes for you to kill. What's on your mind? Oh, Cooper? Found him when we cleared out a raider den just outside the canyon. They'd been using him as bait for their fighting dogs. He was pretty tore up when we found him, but he bounced back real quick. Ain't the biggest or the fastest, but he's tough as an old boot. Feel free to take him with you the next time you go after a bounty. I'm sure he'd be a help to you. See you later.
Deixa eu ver essa pintura aqui. Ó, é do Draco.